The 2 life sentences.
Samani says she hopes the hefty sentence handed to Smiao will be a deterrent to other perpetrators of violence. Eyewitness News at the Johannesburg High Court.
Despite previous commitments to reopen Lilian Ngoyi Street to traffic today, the City of Johannesburg says motorists will only be able to use the road on the 12th of September. Mayor Dada Morero says while the main repair work is finished, a few touch-ups still need to be completed before the road can safely reopen. The street was severely damaged in July 2023 when an underground gas explosion split it into 2, leaving 1 person dead and several others injured. Alpha Ramushwana has that story.
The City of Johannesburg has completed major repairs on Lilian Ngoyi Street, but the road will remain closed to traffic at least until the end of this month. The Metro says the delay is due to ongoing work, including paving sidewalks, removing construction equipment, painting road markings and completing a bus stop shelter. Johannesburg Mayor Dada Morero says 12 more days is all they need to complete everything.
Just minor issues that have to be done. On the 12th, you can come and drive, you can come walk, you can open your businesses. There's a whole lot of things that you'll be able to do.
So far, only 82 million rand has been spent to fix the road. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
And lastly, motorists will enjoy some relief at the pumps from Wednesday with a decrease in the price of all grades of petrol and diesel. A litre of diesel will cost between 56 and 57 cents less, while both grades of petrol drop by 4 cents from Wednesday. Illuminating paraffin will also be 37 cents cheaper, while LP gas goes down by 132 cents per kilogram. A fine Tuesday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg will drop to overnight lows of 11 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 12 and 30, and Vereeniging 10 and 13. Noluthando Ngeno, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Long from Ryan. High from Van Dijk. The end. And how much might that matter? Liverpool strike the first big blow. Played 3, won 3, and 3 points clear of those who would chase them. The champions are where they want to be, out on their own, out on top, and so at least for a couple of weeks, Arsenal are back where they spent last winter, in Liverpool's rearview mirror. Champions on the march. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0.
Talking of remembrance, Springboks. And you know, of course, we were the world champion. Don't forget that one. Go Tigers.
The first African female referee from outside South Africa to officiate at a Rugby World Cup. We're underway in York. And there's the try. South Africa take the lead. And it's Sinazo Kachul. There it is. The clock is through the 80. And she's found touch. And that is the final whistle. And look at the celebrations for South Africa. They've beaten Italy for the first time in their history.
Good evening, legend. Thabo Mhlekazi, September. Unjani mfethu? Rob, what a player you have there. What a human being. I think commitment, discipline, you know, those words that we always say to youngsters. This man is a perfect example of those words.
Oh, Brent Carlson.
Smile.
Kunzmalanga le.
Ngiyothuke ngathethanga isiZulu. Ngiyothuke what a guy, what a player. He was not scared to ask the ball between the centre backs, but human being.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Oh, so much drama from a weekend. Hey, Yowen Yisa, they've been saying that he's going to complete a Newcastle medical. Yes, that's the breaking news on Sky right now, though. So Wissa moving from Brentford to Newcastle. Liverpool buying everybody that they can afford. They're breaking all sorts of records. We'll keep an eye because it is transfer deadline happening later on tonight. So we'll go live, we'll go international, we'll come back home, we'll find out what's happening on the local front. But let's not forget to celebrate, guys. Celebrate our Springbok women doing so well at the World Cup, making history, beating Italy as well. If you're watching that, I would love to hear your comments. Formula One, you name it, it's all been happening. Hey, blame Liverpool and Arsenal, our voices are gone. It is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
There's the second shove now. Cesar Ele, Janssen van Rensburg, inside ball to Nadine Ruiz. A beautiful line. Now it's Malinga. Malinga's so fast for South Africa. Perfection off the set piece. The Springbok women are playing some great stuff here.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I thank God for the opportunity to be part of such a wonderful management and team with the backing of SA Rugby. And just the whole thing is out of this world, JJ. For us to score 5 tries and first time make quarters, to beat a top 10 side, and suddenly, we can talk with the big boys. We were seen as a minnow, or what's the right word? And suddenly it's not the case anymore. But the support back home and the messages, and even here today, how was that support? So South African rugby is alive and well, and the 20s won the world champs, Boks are the champions, the Sevens are doing, and the Phillips name are doing brilliant work. Yeah, so all day vessels, all these departments are suddenly on the move. I never thought so. No, they could have. They could have, but they play Six Nations. They play week in and week out tough opponents. They're used to the pressure. And it just shows you our girls are now, they can handle pressure, which is a principle of the game. It's a vital principle that we work a lot on. And they succeeded as far as the pressure goes.
What an amazing job he's done. I mean, Springbok Women's head coach, Swayze de Brain, delighted with the side's first win over Italy in York yesterday. And with the pool victory, though, also ensuring that South Africa do progress now to the Women's Rugby World Cup playoff for the very, very first time in history. So let that sink in. It's our very first time in history. 29-24 victory. The first in 4 attempts, though, against the Italians, which means that South Africa will also move into the top 10 of the World Rugby Rankings for the very first time. How's that for Reaction Monday? And as I say, if you're watching that game, I know there were a couple of nervy moments, equal at 2 stages of the game. We'll break it down nicely for you, properly and in-depth on the Room Dividers tomorrow. But hey, feel free. Tonight, it is Reaction Monday. What about those who've been following what's been happening in the Premiership? Yo, Lyle Foster, what is happening?
Chukwu back into Cullen. Only happy to play it patient, and they've worked it well here. And Lawson with all kinds of room. Foster's there! 1-1! Burnley bite back! In a game in which they've been on the back foot for so long, and yet again, just like 6 days ago.
Just watch that little bit of movement, gets himself back into a situation where he's a danger, not being picked up from a Man United point of view, and then, can you supply me? Can you get that delivery into an area where I thrive off? Yes, what a ball that is from Brun Larsen, on the money, just stretch, which he does. And there's absolutely no chance.
But regardless of what happened in the end, though, Lyle Foster scoring his first Premier League goal of the season, despite Burnley losing 3-2 to Man United at Old Trafford on Saturday. First, as a second goal, though, was classed as offside. Hey? So if you're not a Man United fan and you're just one of those neutrals, and you say, was it or wasn't it a goal?
Lyle, a game with plenty of talking points. You could describe it as pretty crazy there. Difficult result to swallow in the end. So how would you reflect on this afternoon?
Well, disappointed. I feel like we did really well, and for the game to end the way that it ended, I feel like it breaks our hearts. I feel like we deserved something from the game, and for it to end in that way, I think was a bit unjust. And It is what it is, unfortunate, but yeah, we played really well, and I think that we can be proud going forward.
Yeah, we're certainly proud of you, Lyle Foster. Lots of pushing and shoving with Bruno Fernandes, the captain of Manchester United. But in the end, though, I think verbals aside, he gave a very good showing of himself at a weekend where Premier League football might have been mired with the controversies around VAR and its usage or misuse. I don't know. I think I've always maintained what I maintain about VAR, and it hasn't changed.
Good evening, Tarap. Good evening to all the MSW shareholders. Gupi. This is Mwolisi Chigis Wagambata in Devon. Tarap, my reaction Monday. Kaizer Chiefs against Golden Arrows at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Mfundo Villayas, what a gem, what a game changer. Came on, linked up with the Sereno for Da Silva to score his first goal for Kaizer Chiefs in his first game, which is a good confidence booster for him. And going abroad, Liverpool collecting maximum points from a stunning free kick, Soboslai. What a game. Lastly, Manchester City, Tarop. What's happening there? Is the greatest empire collapsing? Or Pep Usepelelwa Maqini? We shall wait and see. Thank you, Tarop.
I don't know. I think Pep's been talking about the fact that the guys are forgetting to play and play well once they've scored a goal.
Of course, the momentum in the Premier League always happen after goal. Can do that, but in that moment we forgot to stop to play like we have done brilliantly the first hour, and a tough opponent always have been. And we play really, really good. We create a lot, but after the goal, like really the Spurs, that we play really, really good in the beginning. We concede a goal, and after that, we are a little bit more unstable. And non-stable because I know how good they are, how strong they are. It's because we forget to continue playing. And always you never can stop to play. Oh, I have. It just sometimes happen. So now, we have a deficit for 6 points. You have to continue, to grow up. I have a good feeling in many things. I like a lot the way in different circumstances, a physical team to play the way we played in the first hour. But after we stopped to play.
Good evening, Rob. What a spectacular weekend of sport. The Lady Box reaching an incredible milestone, truly inspiring performance. On the other hand, Kaizer Chiefs, Rob, I think General Mkwanazi must go to Naturena and address everyone there because they are going to kill us with excitement. This joy is overwhelming, yet we can't help but ask for more of the same dosage of happiness. As for Chippa United, unless they reconsider their build-up from the back strategy, the team is going to be relegated. As for Arsenal fans, the Liverpool smash and grab was very tough to swallow. But thank you, Rob, for a great show.
Thank you so much indeed. Great humor as well, saying General Mkwanazi must go down to Naturena because Kaizer Chiefs are currently killing them with excitement. And if you talk about the general, just make sure you don't shoot first.
Good afternoon to you, Rob. Good afternoon to your listeners. Mzilai Laiteben. Robert, it's a reaction Monday today. Firstly, let me start a game, a Mamelodi Sundowns game against Kaizer Chiefs. It wasn't a Mamelodi Sundowns that we know. There is a lot of division amongst some management and the team. We can able to see that the performance of Mamelodi Sundowns, it wasn't the one that we know. Even Teboho Mokoena just only took one shot of the game. He was out of the game, and there's a lot of what is happening there at Mamelodi Sundowns, and they have to fix it before it gets to be worse. And come back to Orlando Pirates game against Chippa United. They play very well, but they need to up their game. I was able to see Lepito coming back to the starting lineup. Also, Robert, the last game, Kaizer Chiefs against Golden Arrows. Konta yakhayo lapha ngabafana abancane konta ezokwenzeka lapha Robert. Nice show. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. The coach Mangobe Mngqithi did say, as we're building up to the brand new season, that he has players that nobody has ever heard of, and he's going to introduce them slowly but surely until they get to the level where everybody will sit back and talk about them. And we're starting to talk about them. You look at their log position at the moment. So judging by Reaction Monday so far, people concerned about Man City, Kaizer Chiefs killing them with excitement. There's a division at Sundowns. What about Pirates?
Good evening, Robert. Babundlabatlo in Escort. My reaction Monday, it has to be Orlando Pirate versus Chipa. We are very happy, Marawa. We are very happy as Orlando Pirate fans. We are very happy. Boys are starting to score goals. I saw Abo Apolis. I've seen Abo Mremi playing comfortably in Orlando Pirate jersey. So we are very happy. Boys are gelling very well. I was very impressed by the way we beaten Chipa. It was very convincing. So we are very happy. I'm just want to say to those who are on top, we are coming. We are coming as Orlando Pirate. Thanks, Robert.
Ball played out. Orlando Pirates might punish them. Matswanganye scores. That is a horrible error from Chipper. And Orlando Pirates did not turn down the opportunity.
It's not a start that Coach Luke Almore was looking for. He took his time.
Well, the interception made, 2 passes, and then just waited. The goalkeeper committed himself already. And Patrick Matswanganye has Orlando Pirates in the lead. A nice little dummy there from Makopa. And as you said, Sean, calmly done by Matswanganye.
Well, the Pirates fans saying that they're happy. Obviously, they're sitting in 5th position now in the Betway Premiership. And who's at the top, believe it or not? An amazing start for Sekhukhune United. 13 points after 5 games.
Even in Darop, Marawa Sports. Reaction Monday. This week is going to be a boring week. No strolls, man. Sundowns 1, Stellenbosch not. Kaizer Chiefs 1, Golden Arrows not. Sundowns, Orlando Pirates 3, Chipa not. It's going to be boring. Congratulations to the big 3. But we must talk about Sekhukhune. Wow. What a way to start a season. And we'll see as well as Kaizer Chiefs how far they can go. But it's good for our football. A competing league is good for our football. And congratulations to Master Chef for getting a call up to the Bafana to replace Patrick Matswanganye. Thank you.
Goja, thank you so much indeed. Yeah, that was a late afternoon drama. Sipombule has joined Bafana. And yes, in replacement for the Pirates, other man whose commentary we've just played a short while ago, Matswanganye. But guys, let's not talk too many things about your favorite club without even saluting a player that I just think so far this season, it might be early in the season, but Useluleko Mahlambi. Seluleko Mahlambi is somebody that in more ways than one, I think a lot of people then talk about the brother and what he's done. Sure, brother, highly gifted. And let's take nothing away from him. But Mahlambi right now at Tears Galaxy is giving South African football what we haven't seen in a very long time, including the quickest goal you will find. I'll tell you all about that and how long it took him to score. But in such a short period of time, in such a short time, he's really lit up the league. Given the 2 assists that he has, the 3 goals, so he's jointly a top goal scorer with Ditejane, also of TS Galaxy. So there's also some magic. I mentioned it last week, and I said one of the people that must be smiling on his face right now must be TS Galaxy man himself, Tim Sugas. Because the kind of team they've assembled is one that if they keep up the momentum, they would be able to go extremely far this season. So take nothing away. Your 2 top goal scorers coming through from one team. I think Junior De Jong of Golden Arrows is number 3. So you got names that you would consider, well, bit strange, except for Grobler, who never stopped scoring. And that's why maybe Sekhukhune are there. Ngube is there at the top as well. So, celebrate the greatness and the diversity of the start of a brand new season because brand new names are being brought to the fore. We'd love to hear your reaction, whether it's rugby, Formula One, whether it's local football, Premier League. And as I said, we'll keep an eye as well on what's happening in the Premier League with all the transfers and the transfer deadline looming.
#MSW. Live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.
Ever driven 6 hours to get to a place that should have taken 1? Skip the detour with Sem Air, a proudly South African full-service airline, connecting you to 16 top destinations, whether it be for business or a break. Baggage included. Onboard snacks, always. Comfort and service, count on it. Because when your time matters, your airline should too. Book now at semair.co.za. Sem Air, more from your airline.
Hobby is a great new way to buy or sell your car. Hobby will make your day, ain't no other way. Come to us, so we'll come to you. Our team's colors are yellow and black. Quick, efficient, fair, that's where we at. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we've got the car for you. Hobby, soon we'll be number one.
Buy or sell your car today. Visit cubbycars.co.za.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of my well-rested family protected by Expander Pro security barriers. One of their pros came out to my home and gave me a free security assessment. All my custom-made security gates and burglar bars were installed within days of placing my order. I was so impressed with their service, quality, price, and guarantees. I even got roller shutters installed at my business. Visit expander.co.za to request a quote. Expander. Real security for real people, real fast.
At Lotto Star, we're proud to be the first in SA to offer a dedicated responsible betting program. Need to check in with yourself? Take our self-assessment quiz. Need a break? Choose a cooling off period or our easy self-exclusion option. For help and support, our independent counselors are here 24/7. Lotto Star, your world of life games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
We built Lula to give business owners more. More time to run your business without begging big banks for support. More freedom to get funding without giving up the collateral that got you this far. Lula is South Africa's first business-only banking suite where you can access funding in as little as 24 hours. No paperwork, no queues, just excellent service. Apply now and experience business class banking and funding at lula.co.za.
Every day, most of us spend an hour in the food aisle, stressing about what to make for dinner. That's 29,200 hours of your life spent shopping and deliberating over what's for dinner. Why not trade that internal drama for watching a little on-screen drama? Or whatever else you want to do. And let You Cook handle dinner. Delivered, prepped, and ready to cook. So, choose You Cook and take back some me time. Visit youcook.co.za to find out how.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
When we say goodbye to August, we say hello September. Hello, Tab.
But hey, there was a time when he was a player, I think he was at Bushbucks. Hey, there was a ball, Pirates needed to win in that game. And for some reason there, Chabo cleared the ball when it was about to go in. I think the game was played on Wednesday. I think Pirates drew that game and they were supposed to win that game. Had they won that game, they could have won the championship. Hey, Chabo that day, hey, he cleared that ball, Taro. Yeah.
Hey, he's still in pain. Hey, he's still in pain.
But you won't match my dad's pain. Because you're die hard, and then I was the one that was, so he was broken in half in a way.
Hey, you should have been proud of the son, though.
No, he ended up understanding. The love took over more than the love for the son, more than the love of Paris.
I love that.
#MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Good evening, Rob and all the listeners. This is Joy from Wattville in Benoni. My Reaction Monday, it has to be a game that was played in the EPL. That was between Manchester United and Burnley. What a great game of football. It was nice having all those goals, but very unfortunate for Burnley to concede a penalty in the last seconds of the game. But yeah, anyway, that's how the game goes. To me, a draw game would have been a fair result. Thank you, Rob. Great show.
Yeah, a draw on that one would have been a great result for me as well, because there's so many different issues we can tuck into. But right now, though, it is deadline day. It's excitement all around the world, and you'll see how they'll be tracking it up until the final minute of the transfer window. And as the hours are ticking by, the phones keep ringing. The football world is on edge. I mean, it's from blockbuster transfers to last-minute surprises. This is the kind of game we love to see. I mean, this is a day where dreams are made and clubs roll the dice. It basically becomes that, in my opinion, because, my goodness, the amounts of monies that have been spent. And that's why tonight we're going to be bringing you one of the sharpest football minds covering the global game. I mean, here's a man who doesn't just follow the story. I mean, he breaks it straight from the newsroom of the New York Times. And joining us live is none other than Tariq Panja. I mean, he'll give us the inside track, though, on the UK transfer window, the power plays behind the deal. So if you have any questions for him while we have him on the line, please send us a WhatsApp voice note. If you're worried about a certain player, or maybe you're just worried about maybe one team buying too much. So, hey, buckle up. Tariq Panja, the New York Times journalist, joining us live from the United Kingdom. Tariq, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert. Thanks for the intro there. Nice to be with you again. I don't know how many years you and I have been talking on this day.
I know.
This is a special one today.
You almost have to be our go-to person come this time of the season, Tariq. But, I mean, we value the input, and we obviously track what you do and how you do it, and I still value your input a hell of a lot, and that is why your word today is so important. I'm trying to be on the news right now and looking at other news and seeing what Sky News and BBC and everybody else are reporting on. The big countdown, Wissa completing the Newcastle medical, I do believe. I mean, one of my most exciting players from Brentford heading off to Newcastle, DR Congo player. He's kept his consistency. Did you see this one coming, or has this popped up as a major surprise?
There's nothing surprising about this, perhaps beyond the transfer fee. And again, that isn't surprising when you've seen the numbers this summer. That's been the story of this summer, the actual quantums that Premier League teams are shelling out for each of these players. Wissa, of course, was always hoping to move to Newcastle. He hasn't played for Brentford this year. He put out an Instagram post, I think, saying that the club had promised him a move if the price was right, and he believes the offers have been adequate. And now Newcastle have offered what appears to be £55 million. I mean, it's incredible, that number. 28-year-old player, 1 year away from the end of his contract. But Brentford fully aware of Newcastle's desperate need for another striker as part of the chain that involves the other great saga of the summer, or the great saga of the summer, Alexander Isak's transfer to Liverpool for, again, incredible numbers. We're talking telephone numbers here, £125 million.
Oh, let's talk about those £125 million telephone numbers here. Yes, it's been one of those coy stories. It's been back and forth, but one always believed that it was always going to be Liverpool, as he said in his post last night. So what took so long?
I think with the transfer windows, particularly transfers like this, there is always a game of brinkmanship between buyers and sellers, and here we are. We're seeing it at its peak. Do you remember there was a transfer window maybe a decade ago now, and it was a January window, and the chain was Fernando Torres from Liverpool to Chelsea, and that unlocked Andy Carroll from Newcastle to Liverpool, and Luis Suarez, who moved from Ajax on that day. So we always kind of see things like this. But what we're seeing here are numbers that are at the very higher end of anything we've experienced before. The numbers we have seen, north of 100 million. That now seems not that shocking anymore, even though it should. I think we saw it with Chelsea since the takeover of this current ownership group with the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, and that's kind of become normal for players who you wouldn't expect. The 100 million was reserved for Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, etc., etc. Now we see players who may yet prove to be of that level, but you are buying still in hope. Alexander Isak has been wonderful for Newcastle, but is he £125 million worth of wonderful? Time will tell. Same with earlier in the summer, we had Florian Wirtz moving from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool as well. Liverpool are one of the stories of the summer in themselves, but these numbers for players who should be completely the finished product when they go from Liverpool to say Real Madrid, or Tottenham to Real Madrid, these are the numbers we're seeing. But we're also seeing the Premier League itself as a competition, proving that it's in a league of its own. No longer, I think, can we talk about the big 5 leagues in Europe or the big 4 leagues in Europe. There is not. There is the Premier League, which is in a league of its own, and then maybe a handful of teams in Europe and maybe Saudi Arabia, if you want, that can compete with them. None of these other leagues can compete. You have the likes of Bournemouth and Brentford, who are as competitive, if not more competitive, than Juventus, for example, when it comes to getting talent.
Sure. You mentioned Florian Wirtz, and I want to go back to that because we got to reiterate here, Tariq, that already with his signing, Liverpool had already broken a transfer record themselves. So you move on a couple of weeks, a couple of days, a couple of hours more, and they go on to further break that record and make it the highest, in Premiership history. So we mentioned £125 million, but it maybe equals £130 million when you do the add-on. So that is what would be due then to Newcastle.
Yeah, that's right. So if there is the thing with transfers as well, you have the way it works is this is very rarely is this exactly publicly available information. You have people briefing on each side, and the actual true figure, the actual exact pounds and pence, won't rarely ever be revealed. Sometimes teams are publicly listed companies like Benfica and Porto in Portugal, for example. They have to tell the market this is exactly what we bought and sold this player for. Juventus as well. The rest of it is based on anonymous briefings, often by each side. So the number will be around this figure. So we'll see. And the other element of this, and people wondering, everyone is an accountant these days because of the Premier League's profit and sustainability regulations. How can you do it? What tends to happen is when you sell a footballer, you can bank that money. So Newcastle will have 125 million available to spend immediately, whereas Liverpool, the buying club, can amortize this number, again an accountancy term, across the 5 years of the contract. So, for example, if they paid 100 million for Isak and signed him to a 5-year contract, the cost would only be, it's huge, 20 million this year, 20 million next year, etc., etc. Whereas when you're selling, you bank the full 100 million in that same year. And that then unlocks Newcastle's ability to spend and stay within Premier League regulations.
I think it's an important point to draw out as well, because people always talk about, declaring the declaration of sums of monies that have been used here or wasted there, or maybe at times it is an investment given how well the players do in the future. But I'm looking at the sum total here, Tariq, of some of the great signings that Liverpool have brought forward. Hugo Ekitike would be a great signing and a marquee one, full stop, at any club right now. But he forms part of just, Milos Kerkez coming in, Jeremy Frimpong, who signed, is injured now, but is still part of the game. I mean, you saw him yesterday, highly excited with the goal that came through. There's Giorgio Mamadashvili, who's also there, Amin Peshki, Giovanni Leone. These are big names. So ultimately, in your observation, what's the end goal here for Liverpool?
Look, this team won the league last season. Surprisingly, considering what people were thinking, Arne Slot's first season after Jurgen Klopp left, the signings in that summer amounted to Mamadashvili, who actually joined this year, and Enrico Chiesa, and won the league. They kept their powder dry last season. They won the league. They managed to keep Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, and Liverpool in the past, we're talking when they were the 80s, they're great teams with Kenny Dalglish at the helm, would buy from a position of strength, and this is what they've done. But what is surprising, I think, is under Fenway Sports Group, the American ownership group, who've owned them since 2010. What they wouldn't do is go out and really break the bank in the way that they've done now. That was reserved for the likes of Manchester City and Chelsea and teams like this to buy, the very, very sought-after players, the ones everyone wanted. Liverpool really did that. But here they've broken a bucked trend here by going for the players that the very best wanted. That's what we've seen here. And look, the ownership group have proven themselves to be adept. They've stabilised Liverpool, and not only that, grown them into one of the kind of best-run clubs in world football. They clearly have built the new stands and increased revenue at Anfield. They have won the Champions League. They've won the Premier League, and I think they feel their foundations are there to buy from a position of strength. How well they've bought is a matter for those of us who want to watch football and not only the transfer market to see. Because I think there is two sets of football supporters, some that are just so excited about who's coming and who's going and not really care about the game. And then there are those of us who actually want to see what's happening on the field to see whether it was all worth it. And that will be clear come May next year when the trophies are handed out.
I love that. I love the fact that you put it in that way because, it's become a spectacle. It's become a deadline date who's going to be flowing under the radar. And who do you believe, though, that there is that particular move right now before the deadline that could surprise everybody once the window shuts?
It's very hard to know because in these days it's very hard to keep any transfer quiet. The one that has surprised me, I'll be honest with you, is the reported amount that Bayern Munich are paying Chelsea for Nicholas Jackson. This is a player who Chelsea were trying to offload because they bought the two forwards in earlier in the summer. Unfortunately, Delap pulled his hamstring at the weekend, and they had Joao Pedro, who's hit the ground running, and then some. Nicholas Jackson, who they bought for around 35 million a couple of seasons ago. What we've seen with him is that he is a willing trier, someone who will never stop running, who keeps defences occupied, but who has missed an inordinate amount of good chances in the blue of Chelsea. And there was no sign that he would find that touch to turn all of his ability to create, to be in the right place, into goals. Yet Bayern Munich somehow have seen fit to pay double the amount Chelsea did. £70.5 million is the reported amount for Nicholas Jackson. That makes me scratch my head and think, the other element to the deadline day is desperation.
Sure.
And for me, that is writ large here in this transfer. Chelsea somehow have managed to create the alchemy of getting top dollar for unwanted players. We've seen this throughout the summer. They bought the goalkeeper Petrovic in January last year for about 13 million. He was their reserve keeper, hardly played any games, and somehow got Bournemouth to pay double the amount. We've seen, Vega, the player they had, who I don't think he played a minute for Chelsea. They've doubled their amount on him. So one thing we should keep an eye out for is those who have sold well. I think Chelsea have done a great job there, and I'm still scratching my head as to how they've managed to do this.
Yeah, I was told the obligation buy has been agreed at 56.2 million. And as you say, that the total package at 70.5 million pounds. So extraordinary business being done there. And it was one of those deals where at some point Bayern was saying, no, he's got to go back to London. This morning they were still scratching their heads. But visuals were coming through of him arriving and getting into all sorts of cars and heading off to the training ground. But it's all left to be seen, Tariq. We'll keep tracking and following, and hopefully we chat to you soon.
Yeah, nice to be with you again, Robert. All the best.
Thank you so much. Tariq Panja covers some of the darker corners as well of the global sports industry. He's also co-author of Football's Secret Trade, an expose on soccer's multi-billion-dollar player trading industry. Follow him on all the socials. It is #MSW.
#MSW. Live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.
Alarm goes off, but silently. And now you're late for everything. Leave. Cancel the day before you leave.
I knew it.
1 tick, 2 ticks, blue tick. Hectic.
Yeah, I'm going to need a mac and cheese.
Adulting is hard. Instead of curling up or crashing out, try the new Nando's mac and cheese with delicious cheesy bechamel sauce, topped with crispy peri crumble. Get it as a side with any meal or by itself, because you're just a baby.
One festival, endless flavor, and 2 unforgettable days of timeless music. The DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival, powered by Lotto Star, returns on 20 and 21 September at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit. On Saturday, the stage erupts with Don Toliver, Questa, and Nkabi Zezwe. Then on Sunday, experience the legendary Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, Lyra, and more. The DSTV Delicious Festival, powered by Lotto Star. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Our students made it possible for us to travel more with the money that we save. 725. This is really real.
You are the biggest saver we've ever had.
2,794 Rand a month. It was the easiest switch ever. Get real.
How is it that Outsurance provided the solution for you?
918 Rand is what I'm saving.
Incredible.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
Mensa, spring's just around the corner. Friday bra days are back, baby. Let Meatwell get you ready to grill and thrill. Get bulk rump steak at $149.99 per kg. Jumbo cheesy fry rolls for just $99.99 per kg. 200 gram Frio back bacon, 5 bags for only $100, and 500 gram Frio deli sandwich ham for $39.99 per pack. Let's get lit with Meat World. Fella 27 August to 2 September. T's and C's apply. Meat World, your friendly family butcher.
Hello, nice. Dim the lights and put your phone on Do Not Disturb, because this season is the ultimate pleasure ride. Nandi and Jacob, fatal attraction. Secrets, lies, mystery, and seduction. Now that's the type of guilty pleasure we like. On Fatal Seduction Season 2, now playing on Netflix. Basic plan from 99 Rand a month. T's and C's apply.
Monday. It sneaks up on you faster than Dub waving goodbye to an entire generation. It's the day when you wish the multiverse were real, so that you could find an alternate reality where it's always Friday afternoon. So, when you need the 25-hour energy to start the week on your terms, grab a Bar 1 and seize the Monday. Nestle Bar 1. Energy for a 25-hour day.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
When we say goodbye to August, we say hello September. Hello, Tab.
Honestly, what a pleasure to play with you, to share field, share success with you as well. Honestly, one of the best people I know in football. Thank you for your kind words.
Bongs! Bongani Kumalo, all the great work, the analysis, the knowledge of the game.
You know, everything changed when Bongs came through. The defense was solid. Used to drive an old Mercedes and parks it next to Sean Bartlett's new Mercedes. Always tease him with that, but
oh man, Moani Kumalo, has he still got the old Mercedes?
I think he still has it. That man is so attached to his stuff.
#MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Bring you an interview that I had early on with Yeye Letsurunyane on his big job, his first professional coaching job. Very exciting stuff indeed, all the way in Botswana. But right now, being a Monday, let's hand it over to you.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Good evening, MSW shareholders. Monday reactions. First time on your show, Peter from Harry Smith, Free State. Firstly, what a great winning weekend for me. I'm so emotional today. You know, Sharks win, Kaizer Chiefs win, Man United win, so I'm very happy. Secondly, congratulations to Tristan Lawrence for such an amazing emotional win. And thirdly, best of all, to the Springbok Women's Rugby team. What an awesome win. Super proud to be a South African. Emotional. Thanks, Mr. Marawa. Great show as always. Cheers.
Oh, Peter, thank you, man. Welcome all the way from Harry Smith. I think the only thing I know about Harry Smith is how cold it gets. But, hey, we warm it up nicely here every single Monday to Friday. Good to have you on board.
Evening, Darop. Darop, what a great sporting weekend, especially for our Springboks. They've done us proud. I think they were listening to the coach a couple of weeks ago, saying Guti Italy is one of their favorites, and for them to come up tops against Italy, I think is a huge statement for them, and congratulations to them, Darop. And Darop, going to Manchester United, I think the over reliance on Bruno is showing, because if he's not being creative enough, or if he is creative and the chances are not finished, the team is either they lose or they drop points in a game where they should have won. I think they almost lost the game Saturday against Burnley. Unlucky to Foster. I think he had a praise there that wasn't offside, because how can he be offside when the hand is the one in front? And
good evening, Robert Marawa, and good evening to the listeners. My reaction on Monday is Lil Foster scoring a beautiful goal against Man United. I think Burnley played very well. They could have gone away with a point, or maybe won the game had the referee not disallowed their goal. So yeah, and I also think Lil Foster is playing a very good football since returning to Premier League. That's my reaction. Thank you. Johannes Sesabola from Alex.
Evening, Rob. It's me, Lisana Mazonke, all the way from Port Elizabeth, here in the Eastern Cape. Rob, first of all, I'm so excited that TLB is in camp. Bogas is in camp. My message to Osimhen is that he mustn't buy his ticket to land here in SA, because it's going to be pocketed. He's going to stay inside the pockets of Bogazi. I'm so excited. Number two is that what a game, Arsenal and Liverpool. Well-balanced game. Fortunately, the free kick. Spectacular free kick. Wow. And obviously, another thing, Rob, and I still reflect about my favorite team that I support, Kaizer Chiefs. Let's talk about Mfuno Villa, guys. Rob. I don't know what to say about Mfuno. Obrigado. Oh, man, what a game changer that boy is. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Mfuno Villa, guys. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Rob.
These are like deep emotional feelings.
Good evening, Marawa. It's Reaction Monday. It's Andrew here in Matlosana. Look, Sundowns, Aisa Fani. It's not convincing. It's not convincing at all. I'm not happy with the performance. I think Cardoso will follow Jose Rivero. Rivero went to Al Ahly thinking, I think every coach yes will want to be successful, but that's the hottest seat in an African football perspective. The second hottest, I would like to think it's Sundowns. If Cardoso is not convincing, he's on his way out. Chiefs, they must enjoy it whilst it lasts. The 1-0s are not convincing. It's not convincing. PSL referees, I'm not happy. Where's Gaten McKenzie with the VAR? Penalties given left, right, and center. We need to review this. It's not looking good for South African football.
Yeah, I mean, I hear this story about the VAR and Gaten McKenzie and where is he and where's the VAR. Always say, don't always wish for things that you think are going to solve problems, because that same VAR will cause you problems.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Kulumana Spongeleno Wamkwani. My reaction Monday, let me start with my team, Amazulu. I think lately we have a tendency of conceding at the critical phase of the games. I think against Sekukune, we led for the majority of the game till we conceded a goal at the 84th minute, if I'm not mistaken. And against Magesi over the weekend, the very same story. On the 90th minute, we considered a goal. I think Coach Ada need to work on that, because we can see that the team can score goals, but in order to keep our lead or defend our goal, we tend to lose concentration at the critical phases of the game. I think that is the certain aspect which he needs to work on in his team. Other than that, I see a lot of improvement with team ya Mama Zulu. And lastly, Manchester City. I think all is not well there, Mr. Marawa, but I won't dwell there too much. Thank you. Good show as always.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the MSW shareholders. Speaking to Ryan here in the Western Cape. My reaction Monday is definitely Pirates, and contrary to popular belief, let's say due to the international break, there were 5 games played. Now it was not 5 games. So far, I've played 8 official games, including the MTN. We've got 9 points. We are in the cup final. Compared to Sundowns and Chiefs on 13, second. Sundowns with 11. Number 3, I think we've performed better. Yes, we might be 9 points, but we already have a cup to play for after the international break. For me, that is the plus. The league, you can always catch up, but the cup, once you're out, you're out. Chiefs doesn't even participate in the cup. So, yeah, for me, it is a reaction Monday, and also congratulations to the women's rugby for reaching the quarterfinals. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much indeed. Chiefs winning that away game against Golden Arrows for the very first time. I mean, you got to go back to 2022-23 season. They had lost their previous 2 away games against them. So, in a way, the tide is turning.
Hi, Rob. This is Andrew from Rodipot. Rob, I would just like to remind you of a guy called Road Barreto, who came from Mozambique to coach Qwaqwa Stars at the time. And he was so good that in 2002 and 2003, Orlando Pirates appointed him as a head coach. And most of us at the time, we didn't want him, and we actually didn't even see the vision. But I'll tell you that he went on to win the league in that season, and he became very successful. Eventually, he left. And fast forward 2025, I'm seeing something, Rob. I know that it's quite early to tell which league is going to go, but based on what I'm seeing with what Abdesalam is doing at Orlando Pirates, a man from Morocco who came to coach Marumo Gallants, and now he's in the mighty Buccaneers Sheep. The way he's playing and what he's trying to do there, Rob, it's actually scary how Pirates is playing, Rob. And something is coming there, Rob. Andrew from Rodipot.
Andrew, thank you so much. If you listen to that Abdulsalam Wadu interview that we had with him in studio before he was appointed as a Pirates coach, we'll tell you a lot about him. You talk about the late Roy Barreto from Zimbabwe. You talk about a man who wore, I used to call him Roy of the Rovers, with that hat, that is signature hat on very hot days. But he brought something really, really special.
Robert Majuputu, Rob, I'm extremely happy. I'm super, super happy. Football God is doing wonders. He's doing very well. What is happening at Chippa now, I'm happy. I wish they can be relegated. I wish they can be relegated to ABC Motsepe. That's what I wish for Chippa. The treatment they gave to our Netemba, but the young coach, the tactician, the super coach, they disrespect the coach. So I'm super happy. I wish they can be relegated to ABC Motsepe, to the dusty street of Eastern Cape. That's what I wish.
To the dusty streets of the Eastern Cape. That is what he wishes for Chippa United. Well, one thing Chippa did, guys, is that, which is very rare. Can you imagine, and I don't wish it on him at any stage, because I think he's a very good coach and continues to be. So let's say at Man City say goodbye to Pep Guardiola. Very silently, he disappears. And on the bench, come Saturday, is Coach Johan Smith, who's coaching. No announcement from their social media, the very active Twitter page. It doesn't say we have appointed a new coach publicly. Unless I don't know. Unless maybe I'm banned from Twitter and I didn't get the notification. But the next thing is he has an official game, and that Johan Smith is now sitting on the bench for Man City, but without any announcement being made.
Roberto, football will kill you a very slow death. Yes. Tottenham lost, PSV lost, Ajax Amsterdam drew, Man City lost, Inter Milan lost, Barcelona drew, Dominic Sloboslai, 83rd minute, beauty. No, man. Oh, no. Beautiful weekend. Congratulations to our ladies box all the way to the final. Oh, gosh. What a weekend.
What do you say about Sloboslai?
Dominic Sloboslai. Oh, it's a gem. It is a gem. Dominic Sloboslai lands the first mighty blow of the title fight. Long from Raya. High from Van Dijk. The end. And how much might that matter? Liverpool strike the first big blow. Liverpool remain perfect because of a moment of perfection. Dominic Soboslai's free kick was a diamond. There was no improvement on it. And in a game which took a while to hit the boil, his was the hot moment that counted. And Liverpool hit the international break because of it. Played 3, won 3, and 3 points clear of those who would chase them. The champions are where they want to be, out on their own, out on top. And so at least for a couple of weeks, Arsenal are back where they spent last winter, in Liverpool's rearview mirror. Champions on the march. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0.
Oh, the great Peter Drury, man. Hey, Arsenal back in Liverpool's rearview mirror. My goodness. Your first professional coaching role. I mean, that on its own deserves a big round of applause. Yeah. I don't know if you see it in that way, if it lands that way.
Most definitely. It's one big role for me. It's the first, and the first is it's international. It's out of the country. It is big. I'm sure. Some people would say it's only Botswana. Some people would say it's a small team. But for me, there's nothing that is small that you are given as an individual. So I appreciate every little thing that I get. And this job for me, it's a huge thing because it is the beginning of my career. It is the beginning of hopefully bigger things to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, never listen to people that tell you lies and tell you about small countries. Hey, Botswana's big, guys. Botswana showed us a thing or two on the track, athletics tracks as well, because that's where the big names come from. Botswana has made big strides as far as COSAFA is concerned, and they will continue to do that. So, I think your first game even is against somebody who's a well-renowned coach in South Africa with Owen De Gama.
Yeah, it's a big one and a very special one for me. Coach Owen coached me in the national team. He coached me at Highlands Park, and then a few years later, I know that when he was at Galaxy, that's when I did my C license, CAF C license, and then obviously I asked for to be excused for training for that period, and he allowed me to do that. So fast forward, then I will be on the bench against him in a foreign country. Very special, very emotional, and I think it's something special for me.
I mean, how do you think that interaction is going to play out? I mean, you've just laid out the beautiful history between the two of you, and now he's coaching Black Lions, you on the other side with Matibela.
No, I think for the first time that we see each other, obviously it will be a greeting, happy for each other, happy to see each other, and happy to see obviously a coach that I worked with for quite some time. And during the game, the knowing each other and whatnot, I think it's out of the window up until the 90th minute when it's
Oh man, you're going to be so happy. Well done, Renele Lutsulunyane, in a conversation that I had earlier on hashtag MSW, newly appointed Matibela FC in Botswana as their head coach in his first professional head coach duty and job. All right, catch more of hashtag MSW tomorrow. We're going to be doing the room dividers. So bring all your rugby knowledge, information, observations from the weekend to the table as we dissect, intersect, and make, hopefully, great radio with the panel tomorrow. Catch you again. Marawa Sports Worldwide, brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947.